Hey y'all, it's Kala from 10 Day Ink. Today we're going to be making some henna paste, so let's jump into it. All you're going to need is a medium-sized non-plastic mixing bowl, a mixing spoon, a tall narrow mouth cup, and some plastic wrap. For this recipe, all you're going to need is 50 grams of henna powder, 20 grams of sugar, 15 milliliters of essential oil, I like to use tea tree essential oil, and about 160 milliliters of lemon juice. So you first want to mix all of your dry ingredients into the bowl. That's the henna powder and the sugar. Then go in with about 3/4 of the lemon juice. You don't want to add in too much at a time, and the tea tree essential oil. You want to gently mix all of that, and henna powder does tend to be a little hydrophobic, so you might have a hard time getting the henna powder into the liquid. Then you want to make sure you get any dry henna powder from the walls of the bowl back into the paste. When you first mix henna, you got to make sure you're not putting too much liquid in there, because if it's too liquidy, that's difficult to solve. So really just aim for no more dry henna powder in the bowl. Otherwise, the paste itself is going to be pretty thick, just like this. And that's okay, because as dye release is happening, the paste is actually going to thin out. So just clean off your spoon, and we're just going to cover it with some plastic wrap and set it aside at room temperature for about 3 to 6 hours. After that time has passed, we're going to check for dye release. The easiest way to make sure your henna paste is actually starting to dye release is just by scraping off some of the top layer and recognizing a color difference in the bottom paste. So this bottom paste is actually greener in color than the top surface, which means the top surface has started to dye release, and that means the paste is good, which means all we need to do is mix it really well and maybe add a little bit of lemon juice for consistency, and then we're going to strain it. So even without adding any lemon juice, you can tell the consistency has already gotten smoother just by mixing it. Remember how it used to be really thick and clumpy? This happens over time as it starts to dye release. It actually starts to liquefy a little bit more. So now this is a little thick for my liking, so I'm going to add in a little bit of lemon juice at a time. You just want to be careful adding too much lemon juice at a time, because if it does get really liquidy, it's going to be very difficult to fix that. Once you have mixed everything really well and you get the consistency you like and it's creamy and stringy but not runny, now you know it is good to strain. So that's what we're going to do. You're going to grab your narrow mouth cup. We're going to put the piping bag inside and open it over the mouth of the cup. And same with the stocking. Open it over the mouth of the cup. But I like to pull my stocking until I can see the very end of it. Just like that, and then I push it in a little bit more. Now pour all of your henna into the stocking. Always clean off my spoon before I clean off the bowl. And this part isn't necessary, but if you do have a silicone spatula, that might help you get all of the henna paste out. Now we pull everything out, making sure not to drop the stocking inside of the piping bag. Right where you can see the paste inside the stocking, that's where I actually like to pinch and twist the piping bag so that I can hold it very securely right here at the top. I pinch the top and then I pull the stocking out. And that way we know the paste inside the piping bag is all creamy with no clumps. So just seal the top of the bag, and you can stick this in the freezer and it'll be good for 6 to 8 months, or you can cut off the tip and just start filling your henna cones.